Hello everybody, welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I'm TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm Chibi Noob.
And I'm NVJers.
And what did we watch today? Because today was our movie review.
We watched Tiger and Bunny, The Rising.
Yes, this was a continuation of the original anime that we watched. We watched that like at the end of last year.
Yeah, like November through December.
Yeah, and then right before Paranoia Agent. And I gotta say, this was fun. This was a lot of fun. A lovely little capstone to the series. We know we're getting a sequel later. Hopefully, it's in some level of production right now.
Yeah,
but
they said season 2 is on its way. We don't know when, but it's coming.
we keep watching shows where it's like it's 10 years later they'll get a sequel after a really good movie. So, yeah, let's get into this. This picks up pretty much.
I think it's a year after. I read a synopsis. It was like a year after.
Yeah, not too long after the series ended. So, we got the B teams going, the A teams going, and everyone's having a good time. Tiger and Bunny are now on the B team, even though Bunny could definitely be on the A team if he wanted, but he doesn't want to be partnered with anyone but Tiger, and I guess he doesn't want to go solo either, which you could if you wanted. But, then some companies are being bought up, they're being restructured a little bit, new management's come into control of some things, so the TV station's now owned by Mr. Mustache,
Mark
I guess.
Schneider.
Mark Schneider, we'll call it, yeah. And he's like, well, we need to get these guys back on the A team, because unlike the main squad, because, they're pulling in big bucks, and they're not gonna pull it in on the B team. So he's like, Barnaby, Tiger, you guys gotta rejoin the A squad, and here's a contract, sign it, don't read it, whatever. And so they're gonna debut them, and he's like, hey, you know him, you love him, here's Barnaby, and his partner, Golden Ryan, who the fuck is that? Yeah, we find out that the Tiger got sidelined hard in this deal, and he's like, yeah, no, we don't need you. We just needed you here at this meeting so that Barnaby wouldn't freak, so we could get him under contract, so legally he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's teamed up with, how would we describe this man?
An asshole.
Uber douche?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a douche.
Yeah, he's got like
Kind
this.
of.
He's got this Dio look, and he's got all gold angel. I'm the greatest.
You see,
I describe his aesthetic as basically like a golden griffin, but he's an asshole jock. Is kind of how I see him.
I kept saying Dio early on.
Yeah, but Dio's a likable asshole, though.
But
Yeah.
well, I think I was looking for a better one. Do you guys watch the Fate series at all?
Yes.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, from what I've seen of the Fate series,
Much more of an ass, and far less of a redeemable ass for his entertainment.
Gilgamesh is just pure evil, but yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
just very shiny.
Yeah, he's very shiny. Like, Dio is flashy, but he doesn't, have to make himself resplendent in all gold.
Yet.
Well, we'll see where things go. But yeah, his superpower is to create concentrated fields of gravity that can lock down people. And, he's got a whole bunch of catchphrases like, lick my boot, and all will bow before me. And I'm like, fucking, you just gotta sound like a supervillain, don't you?
Yep.
But yeah, so it's covering that, and it goes into this is actually a very character-driven movie up until we actually get into because the plot is for the most part pretty simple. Some terrorists are attacking the city under the guise of some religious doctrine, which we've never really seen religious stuff in this before.
It's like an old legend, which is based on the goddess that we see in the city of Sternbilt.
The big angel-looking one that is the biggest statue in I feel like we might have described it as the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
For Sternbilt a couple times whenever we covered the series.
Yeah. So the legend basically describes that the goddess was angry with the people because they weren't. They basically were, I guess, sinful and everything, and there's some religious iconography as they're describing the legend, but basically she punishes the people by basically like roaring and collapsing buildings, and then she also puts people to sleep, as well as, what was the third one?
The sinkhole thing?
No, not the sinkhole. That comes after. There was a third one that came before that.
The animals falling into the sea.
The livestock would fall into the sea. And these couple things did happen over.
For those of you who've seen it, it's a discount version of the Ten Commandments when the plagues hit Egypt.
Yeah. So it's like a couple different things happen, and then because they still don't change their ways even after that, she basically like sinks the city into like a giant gaping hole, and it's only then
everyone goes to hell, Old Testament style.
And it's only then that they change their ways and like promise to do proper justice. And this day in that legend was dubbed Justice Day, which is actually a holiday in Sternbilt.
Yes. And I'm going to say this because it's a little weird because they also have Christmas. These codes keep dropping. They also, I remember, because there was a very important plot point, Christmas 1950 whatever, for Barnaby, they also have Judeo-Christian stuff as well. So is this like ancient Greek mythology pseudo stuff? Because they have a lot of like imagery that goes along with the telling of the story, and they have a picture book and some other stuff. And one of them is clearly a ripoff of The Last Supper. Mm-hmm. But it's like everybody is wearing like Trojan helmets. And
I'm thinking that
yeah,
it might be part of this alternate universe.
Oh, definitely. But I'm like wondering, where is it building off of? Because we never really got like a really clear like one-to-one representation of where Sternbilt is. Is it Japan? Is it Europe?
Technically,
where?
it's basically considered New York City. Like it's the equivalent of New York City.
Oh, you know what? Now that I'm actually like imagining in my head, it does kind of look like Manhattan Island with all the bridges coming off of it.
Mm-hmm. So, like, the thing is like, their universe, and we don't really know so much about it, that it's basically like, we don't know what all religions they have. Technically, yeah, they have Christmas, but what does their Christmas come from?
Is it like Discworld Christmas? Yeah. Like, what was that one called? Hogfather?
I don't know.
I know Hogfather was their Santa Claus, but is it actually called? God, I'm gonna look it up. Keep talking. Sorry. Sorry to all the Discworld and Terry Pratchett fans who I'm messing this up for.
But yeah, so it's kind of like their world has a lot more depth than has actually been explored like in universe for us. So that's a bit interesting. So it's not
Hogs Watch Night.
Watch Night?
Hogs Watch Night.
Hogs Watch
on
Night.
December 32nd.
Ah. December 32nd.
They live on a Discworld sitting on the back of 4 elephants upon a giant turtle flying through space. Just go with it.
All right.
And the sun has just it's the only time in the universe where an elephant ever had to lift its leg occasionally to let the sun pass.
All right.
Read the books; they're actually pretty interesting. If you couldn't tell from that description of their planet. This has nothing to do with Tiger and Bunny, though.
Anyway, back to the plot. Where were we?
The goddess, they're going over all of that, and it seems to be that there's some level of, like, the plagues are happening again. There are shards of stuff shattering and cascading down from on high. There are livestock being thrown into the local river or bay, whichever one it is. And a whole bunch of people are falling asleep at Discount Stonehenge.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
But yeah, and then they're like, well, tomorrow's Justice Day, which I was about to be like, oh, that must be their version of Christmas. But they have Christmas.
Go back. Backtrack. Someone is put to sleep at Stonehenge.
Yeah, I know. We're getting there. just set up the overall, you know?
Ah!
Now we're getting to character stuff. I don't don't know. Do we still do the whole spoiler section? I feel like everything's always spoilers with these movies.
who cares?
If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. We all give it a yay.
We're gonna go into
it's
spoiler.
a yay. It's definitely a yay. It's fun.
It's a yay. We're gonna go into spoiler territory. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. So Fire Emblem gets caught up when it's being perpetrated by a bunch of nexts.
Yep.
We you can kind of figure out that that's going to happen. I mean, that's what this whole series is about. But yeah, these terrorist nexts, one of them can put people to sleep, and he puts Fire Emblem into a coma where he is like reliving the worst moments of his past.
Yeah.
So it's just constant nightmares of his childhood and everything.
And while he's doing that, he's,
he's emitting a lot of fire.
So it takes like blue rose and a whole bunch of sprinklers just to keep his fire at bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should the other two. There are three next terrorists. One guy, we'll call him Sandman. He can put people to sleep. The other two, one
Disc Girl,
who is a belly dancer who can make illusions of herself.
Yes.
And the last one, Matt Mercer.
Muzzle Matt Mercer.
Muzzle Matt Mercer, who has such a good voice that he can just blast people with it, and he's a boombox man. I don't know. he looks like an S&M boombox man.
Yeah.
It's high noon.
Yep. So yeah, they're off doing terrible bad things, and and everyone's kind of dealing with their own sort of turmoils and issues of basically inadequacy, I think.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem is reliving all the issues he's had as a kid, coming to terms with being a LGBT individual. He's never specifically said where he lands on that spectrum.
I think he's just gay.
Just gay?
Yeah.
We don't think possibly
I was
he's
also
non-binary
reading,
in any way?
Yeah, I think somewhere they did mention non-binary, but I forget what source that was.
I don't know.
I don't think it was explicitly said in the movie. We know that he has dressed up as women in the past and considers himself both like man and woman. So I'm going to say non-binary, or at least gender fluid. So, and you're seeing a lot of his childhood as a kid, and as an adult or in high school and all those other things, and the people who have including his parents and everyone else around him who kind of mistreated him and told him to be ashamed of who he was, and he's dealing with that trauma all over again. And yeah, I understand why you're on fire and freaking out during this coma. That's a terrible thing to happen to you. For a second time.
Yeah.
And everyone else, I think to varying degrees, is having a less hard time, but still a difficult time, I guess.
So everyone else is having issues in that Rock Bison's basically just down on himself because he can't do anything.
He's the least popular hero. He hardly gets any time to shine.
It's kind of an extension of his stuff from the series, because he didn't always he wasn't always front and center, and he wasn't always the number one guy. But now he's resorted to copying other people's catchphrases and poses and little things, and everyone's just dude, don't just. I'm you could come up with your own thing if you wanted.
Yeah, and then Tiger actually got laid off.
He did. Well, yeah, we did mention that earlier, but he's trying to figure out what to do with himself. He becomes a cab driver for a little while, Ben did whenever he left Hero TV stuff. So I guess Ben actually got him that job, so that was something.
Yeah.
He's kind of dealing with what he was in the end of the series as well, of just that whole, I'm past my prime, I'm on my way out, what do I do with myself moving forward? What do I do with myself now when I still want to do these things?
Right.
Tiger is definitely having Bunny is
he's having some separation issues.
Yeah, that was it. Separation anxiety.
He's not the biggest fan of Ryan by any stretch of the imagination.
He's a golden douche.
Yeah.
Whereas Tiger kept calling him Bunny, Ryan keeps calling him Junior.
Is he younger than him?
No, he technically, I would think, is, but Junior is also part of his name.
Yeah, he's
Barnaby
part of
Brooks
Jr.
Jr. So.
And I think he gets more pissed off out of being called Junior than he does Bunny.
He secretly likes Bunny. You know that. We all know that. Yeah. Other than that, Blue Rose dealing with a whole lot.
Blue Rose was trying to keep Nathan from burning alive.
Yeah, I mean that, but like personally, was she dealing with? I don't think she was really dealing with much.
She was the catalyst that helped push Tiger to snap out of it, talking to his daughter, and
she got Coyote and the family tickets to come to Justice Day for the parade.
Yeah, because he's not, like, as always, Tiger's not always had like the easiest communication with his daughter, and things aren't always like, because he still thinks of her as like a little kid. She's not anymore.
No.
It's unfortunate, but you know.
And then poor Sky Bison. No one could take him
Sky
serious.
High.
Yeah, Sky High.
Sky Bison's a shit.
Oh.
Yeah, Sky High he wasn't dealing with too much today. I guess there was some internal conflict for him, but it's mostly just like, oh, everyone thinks I'm goofy. I'm like, yeah, you are, but embrace it. You're fun goofy. You're like Tiger, but over the top.
Yeah.
Which is saying something, because Tiger is over the top.
And Origami was basically dealing with, like, you know, not being of any good on the front lines. That was mostly his big thing. He always has to come at people from the back.
Yeah, and to be fair, I feel like to some degree for the secondary characters, other than Nathan, Fire Emblem, all of them had kind of been dealing with that already. We hadn't really seen Nathan dealing with a whole lot of his own stuff outside of like the identity issue,
right?
When people thought he had burned someone alive, but. Yeah, and so I think it's actually really good that we got to see that for Fire Emblem and kind of do that. And like, honestly, I don't think I've ever really seen in anime like another really so pro-gay message before. Maybe you guys have. I don't know that I have.
I
mean, there was Yuri on Ice, but
yes,
but I'm not really sure if there's been like too many more other than that. I mean, just considering how Japan is.
Yeah, and I'm like, they got away with that. Good for
wasn't
them.
the like the '90s Sailor Moon wasn't like the original to the characters were in a relationship that got censored with
they
the 4
were.
kids.
Yeah, in the U.S. it was censored.
In the U.S. it was censored. In Japan they were a couple, but
Yeah, Haruka Michiru.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure like the standards between it like IRL versus like just in media.
Mm-hmm.
So like portrayals of it like in TV shows versus like actually in real life.
So I read something about Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
So Fire Emblem, I guess, uses like switches pronouns, like
Yeah, that's why I was thinking gender fluid, because I've heard him refer to himself both as like a lot of people refer to him as he, she, and he'll refer to himself as he or she.
Yeah,
sometimes.
like he's like they switch between using watashi and atashi, and the on the wiki page, like that one quote that they say like where about being a man and being a woman, and then they made it so Fire Emblem said when you're gay, you're like powerful or something.
You're invincible.
You're invincible. Well, I guess in the actual translated quote, it says when you're both, you're invincible.
Okay.
As in like both genders.
Okay. So weirdly enough, Japan was more progressive than the dub was.
Yeah.
Let's say it's okay.
Well, like the start of the quote was like, if you're a man, you're supposed to be like
courageous,
and if you're a woman, you're supposed to be brave or something like that.
No, I think it was full of love.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
full of love.
So
it would make sense then if
it's like if you're both, you're invincible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
good representation.
Yeah.
I was very
I
surprised.
always like that. I mean, I feel like a lot of times they use him as comic relief in the original series, but no matter what, you always knew he was a good guy and good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should like. I'm trying to think of like any other like character stuff to cover, because we kind of skipped a little bit ahead with what he said. But did we just get to Justice Day?
It's there isn't really a whole lot else there, because, like, most of the first part of the movie can be covered, like, within a couple sentences.
Yeah.
And then...
The plot
Yes.
is pretty thin, but it's a superhero movie. I mean, what was the plot of the Avengers?
Yeah.
Find the little glowing box, find Loki. Oh, we missed him. Oh, there he is. Big fight at the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring that up later because I actually think this is actually a lot like the Avengers film.
Yeah, definitely one aspect.
But yeah, so they get to Justice Day and everyone's kind of in their own level of in the dumps and or in the middle of doing so. Oh, Dragon Kid who's kind of dealing with kind of...
She's trying to master a move to harness her lightning in a specific way, and she can never do it.
Yeah, I think part of the reason for that, she was kind of talking about balancing life a little bit between, like, dealing with both yourself and other people and, you know, working. And it was a little muddled to me because it was only kind of, like, briefly mentioned. But I guess that it's something to do with that, of, like, gaining focus on what was most important to do at a time. Like, what you want and what you want for people around you versus what your employers want and all that sort of stuff. So that does come back, so. But yeah, we get to Justice Day. And big parade, everything's cool, and, you know, what better way to celebrate, you know, the day that a giant hole opened up the ground and everyone fell into hell than a giant, big, gaudy, opulent parade.
But then everything goes wrong when the next attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
as it does. So they all attack. Everyone's kind of split up and trying to fight their own individual person. Ryan and Bunny are fighting
Disc Chick.
Disc Chick. We'll call her Disc. She's got these. Oh, there was a word for it. I think they're called chakras. It's an Indian throwing disc. It's like a razor sharp throwing disc that she uses. But she's a belly dancer. Chakra.
Chakrams?
Yeah.
Look it up. You'll probably find it. But yeah, Ryan and Bunny are fighting.
Yeah, chakram.
Her.
Yes.
Bison, Sky High.
Yeah.
Bison, Sky High, and Origami
Origami.
Cyclone are fighting muscly Matt Mercer.
Yes.
And Dragon Kid's stuck with the old man.
Yeah.
Until, of course, Kotetsu gets a talking to from his daughter, who's like, "You need to be a hero and do what you got to do to help out and be where you're supposed to be," and yada yada yada. And so he goes and he relieved Blue Rose from having to cover Nathan because she's been holding him back with the ice powers, and he brought like 40 fire extinguishers. He's like, "I got this." Like,
Then she asked him, "Where do you get those?" "Don't worry about it."
but I really wanted that to be more awkward. Like, don't worry about it. I just take it like he just causes a lot of fires or something around his own house. But so he's doing that. Blue Rose helps out Dragon Kid, and they're fighting. And all of them have their own sort of fight going on that's all kind of like their own unique, kind of showcasing their powers, which, like, this is, like, the number one thing I could say about this is a huge showcase for everyone in the series. Like, from big to little, everybody gets their own little moment to shine in this. And even the new guy. Because they're not having an easy time of fighting anyone, because how do you? But, let's see here. What... Origami Cyclone runs off in the middle of the fight. They don't know why. Oh no. He just left. What do we do? I don't know. But we'll have to keep fighting without him. And meanwhile, the new boss, Mark, gets attacked by a giant... I'm just going to call it an Akira monster.
A giant metal Akira monster.
Yeah, a giant metal Akira monster, amalgamation of a bunch of cameras and I-beams and all sorts of, like, metal...
Cables.
Yes. He's attacked by something like that. He's like, "Somebody save me, because I'm an asshole." And,
Agnes.
Agnes, yes. She is like, well, no one can do it. No one can get away to help you. And he's like, well, do something. And she's like, hey, give me control to do what I want, and I'll do it for you. So he's like, okay, you got it. And so she reinstates Tiger to go save the boss. He's like, hey, she's like, hey, you got 1 day. You're reinstated. Get your suit on. Get over there. He's like, hey, I'm kind of covering Nathan right now. But then the B team comes in because they all like worship Tiger, and they're like,
they love him.
yeah, they're like, we got your boss. They bring more fire extinguishers. Like, we'll cover this. You go save the day. And so they go on. He goes off and he gets his suit, and he has a nice little Iron Man suiting up sequence.
Yeah.
Everyone's off to do their mission. The Mark, the boss, is grabbed by the monster, and it attaches to a helicopter and starts flying him off somewhere.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everyone else is fighting their respective villains and trying to figure out how to do it.
But then who shows up out of nowhere? Good old Liam O'Brien. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not yet. Almost.
Not quite
Not
yet.
quite yet.
They gotta get
He
rid
was
of.
there earlier.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like he just showed up.
Yeah, I know, but
They gotta wait for Disconnect Girl to be put out of commission, and then they go
Yes.
after him.
Yeah. Ryan is like, hey, I need you to run off into this enclosed space
have an
and take
idea.
her with you. And he creates a gravity field. He has a specific range that he's able to work with, and the disc girl has been like keeping out of that range, so he hasn't been able to pin her down. But now that he's got her into a narrow corridor chasing Bunny, he's actually able to bend the field so it's a more of a narrow line as opposed to a big sphere, and he catches her in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they take her out, and so Bunny's free to go. Ryan's like, I'll stay for the cameras, and then Bunny goes off to help Kotetsu save the guy. And good thing, because he was going to fall to his death before Bunny saved him, because, Bunny always got to catch him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they share a gay look,
Yeah, they do.
because they always share a gay look. And then Lunatic shows up.
Yeah.
But then we gotta cut back to the other fights. What else is happening?
Okay, so what else is happening? Should we cover Dragon Kid and Blue Rose, or should we cover what's going on with Sandman?
Everybody else? Dragon King Blue Rose was Sandman.
No, I mean Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer. I mean, Matt Mercer will be a little quicker. Yeah, he's kind of kicking Sky High and Rock Bison's ass.
Yep.
Which, I feel like I brought this up during the movie. If Sky High has the ability to control air currents and air in general, and Matt Mercer's ability is to scream, screaming and sound need a medium to go through. So all Sky High has to do is suck the air away from the guy before he yells, and he has no powers.
something tells me something tells me he's not the best when it comes to strategy.
He's not the brightest bulb in the box. He's more of the charisma guy.
Fine, but I just, there's ways of making this work that you didn't have to worry too much. But lo and behold, Origami Cyclone comes back, and he finds a use for his power on the front line. He saw at the parade there was like these ladies dancing, and they turned into bells. It's weird. They had a
turned
costume
into like disc shields.
that were able to reflect sound.
Mm-hmm.
So he turns into one, and he causes Matt Mercer's own voice to be reflected back upon him.
Yes.
And it hits him hard enough to stun him for a moment so that Rock Bison can be thrown by Sky High into the guy, and they took him down.
Yeah.
So, good for them. Everyone got their big little moment together, and then kind of the bigger, like, emotional arc moment for the side characters was the fight with the old man, Sandman.
Yeah, because the old man makes a derogatory comment against Fire Emblem, and then Blue Rose and
they ain't
Dragon
having none
Kid.
of that
Yeah,
shit.
it's like what makes him unique is what makes him special, and go screw yourself. And
He's the best guy we know, and of course they're on TV, so in his coma, Fire Emblem can hear them, and he wakes up and he's like, I gotta go save my girls.
I'm proud of who I am, and Which
Yes,
is
and
good for
that's-
him. I mean,
And that's where we get that big moment where he's like, it's you're powerful when you're a man, you're powerful when you're a woman. I'm both, and I'm invincible because of that.
And there was actually a thing in like his like dream sequence throughout that portion of the movie where it's like there are white petals, there are red petals. Once that realization happens, they become pink.
Yes, and he is who he is. He's proud of who he is, and he's kind of like, as soon as he like realizes, oh, this is a dream, he's like, guys, I dealt with this years ago. What am I doing reliving this crap?
All right, chop chop, let's get to work.
Bye-bye, everybody. And yeah, he goes and this fights. It's still a tough fight. Surprisingly, the old man, who only has the power to put people to sleep, is a surprisingly tough guy to beat. What did he have? He had like a little piece of technology.
He had that little watch. It's a cell activator. So basically, those water cells, when he got froze by a blue rose, they were still water around him.
Okay, so
So-
it keeps him...
It kept him from freezing.
What stopped him from being electrocuted? Because Dragon Kid zapped him.
well, he's got
direct.
that giant ass staff that's like twice as long as Dragon Kid's staff, and I think he was using that to reflect and.
So like,
Maybe.
not
I thought she hit him in the chest, though.
Nah, he kept blocking all of her chest, of her attacks, and
Okay.
and it was only once that device was destroyed that he was actually able to freeze.
Yes. So, points to all of them, because he still kicks their ass a little bit, though.
And
Dragon
less-
Kid uses her special attack. She finally gets it to work. Then Fire
Yeah, she
Emblem
makes a lightning dragon.
Yeah.
Cool ass move.
and then Fire Emblem destroys that doohickey, and then that causes Blue Rose to freeze him.
Yep. Teamwork makes the dream work, everybody.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of teamwork and making the dream work, Tiger and Bunny chasing down the boss and the Akira monster?
The amalgamation.
The amalgamation of technology.
Which I gotta say, the My Hero Academia movie totally ripped off that design for their movie, because in the movie that's the final boss. That's his powers. I completely ripped that off from the
I
title.
mean, I'm not gonna say that I haven't seen that before. It's kind of a Magneto power too.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely seen other people.
But
with,
whenever the main
techno
villain is revealed and they show what his powers are, it's exactly the powers that the villain has in the My Hero movie. So it's like,
Yeah, there's only so much superhero to go around. But yeah, we do get the reveal of who the bad guy was, and it wasn't Ryan.
It was Mark Schneider's assistant Virgil, whose name happens to be Andrew Scott, whose father owned basically what was like a
It's a watchmaking
company that Mark Schneider like partnered with and was basically using said business
Yeah, we get a whole
to
backstory dump here
doing like
out of nowhere.
fraud investments.
Yeah.
And basically like Andrew Scott's father committed suicide, sadly, because he lost the business. It went under. So Andrew Scott basically like
He found a bunch of other people
Yeah.
who were also wronged by this guy, and it's
Yeah.
like, hey, let's kill him!
I just like to point out too, like when we were watching the movie, as soon as we saw Max and Mark Schneider when he first popped up, we all said, okay, he's no good. He's the bad guy.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like, he's the new character who's an asshole. I mean, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, his assistant is now the big bad, anyway. And, yeah, controlling metal and technology powers, so.
But this is also where Lunatic comes in.
Yes, because he wants to kill this guy, too. Because, you know, he's against murders and all that sort of stuff. And quite frankly, I don't think he liked him to begin with, because he's part of the Justice Department, which works with Hero TV, and that's the owner of Hero TV. And he's like, man, this guy's a dickweed. But, yeah, Tiger is trying to take care of Lunatic, while Ryan and Bunny try to save Mark from Andrew. And Andrew makes a giant crab monster
Yep.
Out
Out
of-
of metal.
out of so much metal.
Yep.
And Ryan gets hit in the process, and oh no! But you know, like it's like one of those moments where it's like, oh no, I don't care that much, but I guess you're a good guy, so what? All right. And Bunny's got to fight the monster alone, but
Eventually, after having a philosophical discussion and debate with Lunatic, Lunatic throws him off of a blimp right onto the crab monster.
Yep.
Just like, Lunatic, it's like you want to be a bad guy, but you don't want to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now it's time for Tiger and Bunny to fight together and fight the crab monster, and it's awesome. But they can't quite do it because they don't have their powers ready yet. And so it's like, oh no, we're not going to make it. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, Rock Bison shows up, and he fights, and it's awesome. And then Origami Cyclone shows up, and he fights, and everybody shows up.
Just cue the Avengers theme from
Yeah,
the
it's
MCU.
100% that like long shot from the Avengers where everyone's just getting their little showcase moment.
Yep.
Culminating with Tiger and Bunny's powers being finally recharged, and they go ham. They
do their combo attack.
Good luck mode, fist punch, kick.
Tiger paw, rabbit foot.
Yeah.
Yep. Bam. Blow that guy's body out of his giant metal body. And they save the day. And yeah, afterwards, everyone is so beat up. It's like, yeah, you guys need a vacation. Just take a week.
And then the reporter guy, voiced by Cosmo, he's like, "That was so amazing. Are you guys back together, Tiger and Bunny?" And everyone's like, "No, I don't know." But then everyone in the crowd's like, "Tiger, we want you back. You're awesome." And
Tiger is awesome.
oh, I know, he is.
So yeah, and Tiger's just like, "Yeah, I'm back." And Ryan's like, "This was all part of my plan." I'm like, what?
And you two
What?
belong together.
I orchestrated this final fight just for you guys, so that, you know, I would get knocked out of the way, and then you two could be involved. I'm like, oh god.
Sure,
Ryan.
Jan.
Ryan, why? It's like, I know you're not the bad guy.
I ship him on Tumblr too, damn it.
Ugh, he's just such a... Ugh. But whatever. Tiger and Bunny are back together.
They're promoted to the A-League again.
Yep, the B-League's back in charge. Agnes is in charge of Hero TV now because she was given control of it by the boss before he was both in a coma and indicted.
Yep.
So I guess she's just in charge now. I guess that's how it works. There's no other chain of command here.
Well, yeah, let's talk about what we saw with like the little end credit panels.
Yes, that's pretty much the movie, and then we get to the end, where is everybody going and going to?
Barnaby is reading stories to the orphans.
Oh yeah, we
he's
forgot to
visiting.
mention that too. Throughout the movie, it's revealed that he donates his time and money to helping orphan kids like him. So
yeah, charity work, and he's following that Tiger example.
Yeah. Blue Rose is doing her thing.
Yeah, I think she made a music video with Dragon Kid.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was. They were shooting something together with an apple.
Yeah, they were doing a music video.
Okay.
Rock Bison still like going.
Still drinking, just doing his thing. But
Enjoying
he's
himself.
he's about to like copy, I think, Origami Cyclone's deal.
Yeah, and then like Sky High is
Sky
walking
High's-
his dog, and it looks like he's gonna adopt a new puppy.
Yeah. You know how he likes his dogs.
Yeah, and then
Mark Schneider is officially arrested and indicted by Lunatic.
Yep.
Or his public name. I forget his public name, but
Yuri
Yuri
Petrov.
Yeah.
yeah, and no doubt he's gonna find him guilty.
Yeah. I mean, Dirty Laundry was aired on TV. Everyone knew he was guilty anyway.
Yeah, and then Ryan got offered a very large sum of money, so he's leaving.
Yeah, he's going to work up some other...
he's leaving Apollo and...
I think he's leaving Hero TV for a different market.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hero TV is like the Sternbilt based one.
Yeah.
Ryan was like a transplant from, they called it the Continental region.
Oh, so the thing is like, I'm thinking he might be from like the Midwest.
Maybe.
Because that's like...
He looked kind of European though.
a little bit European, but the thing is like, they call like, at least one of the Midwest airports, they call it the Mid-Continental Airport.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
not
maybe
sure.
he's more of one of those guys, but yeah, maybe he's going to be big guy in that market. That's cool.
We never have to see him again. So
Yeah, I think they were just getting rid of him. It was like, yeah, he's here for one little villain bait and switch. Then we can get rid of him. Outside of that, who else? Fire Emblem's just kind of hanging out. He's being him, and he's happy with it.
Yeah.
Kaide is still absorbing other people's powers.
Which someone from B Team,
Yeah,
she copied his power.
Maybe she just high-fived him. I don't know. I mean, her dad is basically their boss, so...
I guess.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah.
There's an after credit scene.
Agnes is running things.
Oh, yeah.
The TV team's doing stuff. Everyone's kind of doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have to have our shawarma scene.
Yeah, and Bunny still won't let
Just
Tiger drive the
Tiger and
motorcycle.
Bunny are just driving down the street. He's like, hey, what if I drove? He's like, not a chance. That's it. That's Tiger and Bunny for now.
Yeah.
Everything's over. Until season 2!
God.
If it happens. I still don't know.
I would really like a season 2. It was so good.
Considering how season 1 ended with the whole implication of Ouroboros is running everything.
I thought they were going to bring up Ouroboros in this, and they just did not. So I was like, well, that has to be what they're doing on season 2, because there's, like, what else do you do?
Right.
Well, because they still have Lunatic.
They do still have Lunatic, but
And then they also have other things. So.
Lunatic's one of those situations where it's like he's the Punisher, where you're kind of like, yeah, we should bring him in, but if we don't, is it so bad?
Lunatic's a good side story, but he's not worth like a 12 or 24 episode story.
Yeah, I mean, Daredevil, you're going to
Sorry, Liam.
Well, no, because the thing is,
Liam,
like,
you're not worth it.
we should still want him in the series. So.
No, he's definitely still going to be in the series.
Yeah. Like, the thing is like, they're not going to get rid of him. He's, like, too much of, like, a good, like, character that'll get you thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus, they're always going to be able to use him for that debate of, like, what is true justice? Is it, killing people? Is it, taking people in and just doing the right thing? Yeah, what did we think about this movie overall?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought it was, a good... If it ended here, we didn't know that they were working on something new, I'd be like, this is a good capstone to the series.
Yeah.
Like, nice little showcase of everybody. Everyone got a little bit of stuff for their stories, and a little extra closure on top of whatever happened before. And I liked it. Return a little bit to the status quo, but at the same time, it's like, it's superheroes. Everything returns to the status quo a little.
Well, like, even Kotetsu's excuse, but I want to spend more time with my family, and his daughter's like, no, Dad, you should just be a hero.
Yeah. You're not good at being a dad.
No.
So, I don't know. I'd recommend it. It's EA.
Yay!
Yeah. If you're watching this and you haven't seen it, well, now you know everything that happens. But
yeah. We didn't give the spoilers are done, I guess. Spoilers are done now, I guess.
Well, because we've been talking about basic spoilers for like the entirety time.
Much, I guess. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, I guess that's it.
Oh, we gotta say what our movie for next month is.
That's a good point. Since tomorrow is tomorrow. Well, no, not tomorrow. So next week. Since next week and next month and just February in general is the month of love, we decided to go with a romantic anime movie. What was it? Ghibli film.
Yeah.
Up on Poppy Hill.
Yep.
Yes. Watch it. Watch our other stuff. Oh, what do you want me to say? Ghibli film. Do I need to say more after Ghibli film?
That was good.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series, Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!